Hello, and good morning. Alright, so if there's one thing to be learned from the last couple fights, last three fights, this party is completely, was completely busted. So, here's the thing, there were a number of things to be addressed. For one thing, I actually changed my mind on this whole setup right here, because Denim needs more bodyguards. So, given his current squishy condition, I probably should make him a knight. However, there is absolutely a reason that I have him like this. Basically, I figure for one thing, his movement is really high, so even if he's a knight, he can still get overwhelmed and completely beaten. However, if he has a lot of movement, I can move him to a safer position faster. I can have him completely out of the way if a situation goes sour. But I still want him to have the defensive options that ninjas don't get. So, arguably, I could make him a rogue. That might be an idea, but I have no other place at the moment for a Beastmaster. I might end up changing Alice to one, but we'll see. For the moment, though, it's easier to just have other units protect them. And yes, so these two are kind of the Secret Service right now. You got Felix over here. He finally has relay. Got Festa to get relay as well. So these are basically, well, if anything happens to him, they sacrifice themselves to bring him back online. And then, because he would still need to be recovered out of that, I assume. I've never actually used relay, but anyway, so Felicia is still there as a monk, so these three are his guards. So these are going to be obligatory, and then in every other fight, we're just going to be kind of going with whatever seems more fitting. There was also a lack of uniformity to the way I was doing it before, because I keep having the same old thing where I have a habit from the base game wherein I would go and try to spread out weapons to try and get as many different types as possible, because it would eventually get to that weird endpoint where essentially you would have multiple units using one type of weapon, and then you'd get the better one, and then suddenly one of them was just drastically better. So that's not the case anymore. I mean, even standard weapons can still do a fair bit, so that's a habit I'm trying to get out of here. But anyway, so we've got Wolfston and his two Juggernauts here. These guys are just going to be, like, basically stormtroopers, more or less. They're just, like, going in and smashing into stuff. The more area effect version is over here with Voltaire and his Berserkers. So those are kind of their own thing. For defensive options, Folkert is, still doing the same thing. We got a buddy system with Murden and Folkert. Essentially, Murden for passing out stun everywhere, Folkert for putting defensive buffs everywhere. Also, accidentally recruited this guy. Anyway, he's just kind of here. It was one of these cases where it was actually just he didn't exactly die, and there was somebody with a recruit and a 70% chance to recruit him, and somebody else would have essentially taken a wound otherwise, so I was like, screw it. Free wizard. So we got 3 of those now for whatever casting needs may exist. He's not very good, but he knows some stuff at least. Yozian here is just the secondary healer, nothing too special there. These are pretty much doing the same as they were. Got a skirmisher and 2 long-range archers. And Lloyd has been switched to double daggers. I know I should stop switching his weapons all the time, but hell, double daggers worked out really well last time. I feel like it works out pretty well as far as they go anyway. I tried testing out just a one-handed katana type situation on him, and I think the theory's true about there being innate likelihood to crit with the ninja there. Because yeah, first off, I tried putting it in the offhand. They would still crit all the time anyway. So I tried just using one, and he was faster, but just wasn't really quite doing it, So there's one double dagger is gonna go for the same build I used last time. Sistina and Aircel here, their builds are still working fine, so they're fine. Essentially, they seem to be getting a fair bit of durability. They can still take a couple of hits before going down. So, pretty good for general cleanup type stuff. Tamuz, I kept him as a Terror Knight, but essentially his whole thing is just flying in and doing debuffs. Best case scenario, that would be a stun and a frighten. Worst case scenario, just a frighten. But either way, his His general lack of agility is perfectly fine, considering he has a move that basically guarantees that he's going to hit, and being that he can fly, he doesn't need anybody else to really support him. He can just go in, take a hit, fly out, basically. So going to be putting Field Alchemy on him later. He doesn't have the points for it now. And then lastly is Habrem. And the same like inbuilt crit thing didn't seem to be happening with the Swordmaster, so what I did here was essentially just kind of arming, one-hand sword, arming sword, whatever you want to call it, and katana, or just double different cultures of swords, whatever. It's the same freaking word. Katana just means sword. But yeah, he's going for the whole double weapon thing. He's one level off from being able to use it properly, but the idea is mostly just to have have him be able to go and inflict a misstep and then get a counter. Plus, also the finishers off the one-hander are really good, while this one is very good for essentially just backing somebody off. So it's good stuff. It also seems to give inbuilt crit to both of them. Again, I was specifically told that wasn't the case, but it just feels like it is, so whatever. That is about that. So let's go pick up some new pets. Main goal of this little trip here, which one's first? No, these both need to be in there. One of these guys, yeah, he's the first one. Okay, so this is gonna work fine. Is it gonna work fine? It's gonna work fine. It's gonna be just great. No one's gonna die or take wounds or anything. Actually, these guys are a little bit unprepared for this, but they're at the same general level. I ran a few grind fights in Tynemouth. Now that evac is just a thing that can be done without any real cost, well, MP cost, but whatever. Felicia's usually just fist fighting until she evacs people anyway. She's like the world's most metal doctor. Basically, I just figured grind fights I can just do those in my own time while doing other things. It would take forever if I put in all the grind fights, so. Alright, so Habrem is gonna go over there, distract that griffin, hopefully not get eaten. And we're gonna go over this way. Also, today I ended up getting a book. I guess I gotta get to reading. Also, wow, Habrem is getting his face pushed in here. That's not great. In that case, I'm gonna need Fulkert to fart out some points pretty soon here. Yeah, Habrem's got a pretty noticeable weakness to ranged right now. But he can't have shields. He is too swordy for shields. Alright, so those three are gonna handle that. This one... yeah, no, I need him up here. He's a bit slow. And those bottom three are gonna fall back, hopefully. Good job. So also, there was an idea from Rakes recently to actually start putting in a lot of the other sort of extra skills like counter and whatnot. Let's see, it was counter, pushback, something else, and I believe it was either like shift them entirely into starting at tier 2, or possibly building in tier 1. Let me see if there was a response to that. No, there wasn't yet. But yeah, we'll see. That'd be really cool if they got their like inbuilt tier 1s of everything. Essentially, you'd have more of I guess more like the original kind of experience, where you'd still have pretty much everybody having a weak counter, and then they just improved it over time, because presumably part of their basic training, because literally I think everyone except for Yuria actually, would have been trained to some degree. I think part of their basic training would be to counter in some way. That was the logic in the original anyway. And honestly, in a lot of cases, it's somebody's first instinct, really, to immediately strike back at whatever's nearby them. Alright, so Voltaire's entire job here is apparently just feeding grapes to Habrem. Fantastic. That's what your whole training as a knight was for, man. Gotta feed those grapes. Please don't, he's stunned. Why did you stun? Alright, this is actually looking pretty poor right here. Alright, no healing element, so... Probably should have gone for the other one there. Alright, well, he's fine anyway. Alright. Birdie needs to go. Mostly because if we need to finish up quickly, he is going to be a problem. He's going to keep flying away. This thing needs to go. For obvious reasons. And that guy needs his very low-key heal. Finish him. Why didn't I decide to get griffins again? I should totally hire some griffins. But no. Maybe. Feels like griffins do a pretty good job, and dragons do a pretty good job. Actually, cockatrices, those would be... I was trying to pull it off last time, but that went... Well, poor is an understatement of the year right there. But, they are quite fantastic. Just because their move basically entirely shuts down 2 units, or it has a chance to entirely shut down 2 units, provided they're right next to each other. I mean, griffins are kind of better at self-sustenance and all that, but... That petrification, though. And the problem is they're a little hard to get. Actually, off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure where I'd get them. Your accuracy sucks, so go ahead and smack this guy. Yeah, these guys are amazing with axes. I know I was specifically told this before, but two-hander axes are just the friggin' dopest thing ever right now. Been hearing that a lot lately. I don't want to add that term to everything now. Like one of those weird moments where you suddenly hear a term and it's like, man, this describes everything ever. Wait, who's left? Oh, this Chuckle Nugget. Alright. Well, this is almost the entirety of the beatdown squad, so you've got a chance, don't worry. Good job, Hobram. Alright, what do we got here? Lutes, lutes. They are lutes, they play the musics. Man, I'd be really excited, though, for that whole death system, even though that would have meant that Hobram just died. But could you imagine the, like, sudden tension in that situation? It's like, out of nowhere, somebody takes a friggin' crossbow bolt to the face, and it's like, no! The cutscenes, they are real! And Voltaire just got his rank 3. Actually, all things considered, it's only 2/3 of the beatdown squad. Whatever. Basically, the Juggernauts are more like anti-large stuff, and the Berserkers are more anti-infantry. Generally speaking, anyway. Just because the Berserkers have better accuracy, but lower defense. Sorry for the noise there. The, cat decided to be a bit of an annoyance. Alright. Looks like everybody's getting Brigandines. Which is not exactly an upgrade to their old chainmail, but it'll do. For the moment, like, it makes enough sense to go up to Brigandine that you might as well. I mean, you basically lose 5 defense and you gain 10 avoidance. Pretty worthwhile, I think. Everybody's brigandined. for harbor him, he's not brigandineed. He gains defense and avoidance from it. Quite nifty. Alright. Save here, just in case the thing wants to break. Now, we're gonna have you on this one. Alright, first things first. Subdue, so... For subdue, we're gonna go get some griffins. Gonna get some griffins, gonna get some dragons, gonna see who functions better, and then go from there. Alright. Voltaire, you can just get out of here. Potato can get in here. But no, I need some healers then. Another thing, did he gain his level? Oh yeah, he did. 2 points off. Are you for real right now? Right, Arts of War, I will literally never use that. So that's fine. Alright, these two... No. Put you in. And let's put... Feista in. A little bit feisty. Ha ha ha. Yeah, let's not say that again. Okay, so, logic behind this. Essentially, you just have one sacrificial unit. And that's about all the logic that goes there. Ooh, that is a lot of potential pets. Yes, come over here. Get petted. First off, how loyal are you, Chuckles? Man, that is a name and a half. Alright. He's good. He's very good. Asus! You're a laptop! Yes. Yes, we want the Asus. I know it's spelled wrong. Whatever. Can we get a first round higher? That'd be amazing if this happened. Alright, there's a chance. 36%, but it's a chance, dang it. Unfortunate thing is, their recruitment chances fall every time you attempt it. I pretty much just dropped it by like 2 to 3%, but... Anyway, there we go. That's a little bit better now. Alright, so first round goes to that. Second round may need to go to healing. Anyway, Pepper is back. Be a good little bodyguard and protect him. There we are. And he's just gonna sit tight, because I'm gonna need him to do more stuff soon. Nice 25% hit. I swear, every time I turn on OBS, it's like it's suddenly programmed like, 25% basically means 100%. Every time. Oh, good boy, Asus. You know who your new master is. Smack you one? Really? Fine, fine. See how it's gonna be. Dodge 80%. Yeah, no, I gripe about that. I say it every time, but no, I'm not actually griping about it. It's just funny when it happens. He is gonna need some better stuff, though. In terms of her skills, though, she's gonna need field alchemy. Because, you know, she needs all those extra skills for that bodyguard duty. Gotta protect the king. Schmuck. Nice. Alright, now you go over here. This is wayify this guy. That'd be dandy. Denim took his turn already. 45, 55. Gimme. Nice. Welcome aboard, laptop. Okay, now let's stun smack you. Please it. Good job. Nice, 50%. Interestingly, by the way, I found out recently that apparently as far as FFTA 2's programming, apparently there is actually a thing in the programming directly that more or less says, hey, you know, if if the player does a thing, basically, wait a minute, I did a dumb thing. Whoops. There we go. You know, they basically did a thing where the AI's odds were actually always higher. Also, this dog, I swear. Hush over there. Douchey dog. Right. That's not great. He got 8. Alright, alright, stun him again. Actually, no. He's already stunned. Why don't you not quite finish off, but go for this guy. And go sacrifice yourself to delay these two. Or potentially get a hit on him, who knows. Well, either one of those options is just fine. Schmeck. There we are, please join. Nice, and that leaves 1. Thank you for joining and agreeing to take the hit, which they apparently knew from all the way over there. Now, basically would do recruit and run kind of situations with this a whole lot in base game. Ended up farming that's not what I meant to do, but an absolute crap ton of griffins and other such. Griffins and dragons, specifically. Needed to get those iron ores for everything. Alright, can you come to our side, please? Thank you. Good enough. Alright, these guys need to be chased down. That other guy will probably just get himself countered to death, so whatever. There have been a lot of Eddards lately. Like a suspicious amount of those guys. Friggin' everywhere. Nice. Thanks for never missing your stuns. Lately the AI's been loving that. Like, seemingly every single hit. Alright, Drew is gone. I'm gonna go say bye to myself. Please join. Good job. You were about to be finished off if you didn't. We'll pretend that there was actually an option there. You're probably gonna miss, but at least you can do some damage. Good job. Now go take your sacrificial hit. Actually, this guy is gonna... You stick around. Everyone else is gonna go hunt down those two. But if anyone's about to bleed out, well... Essentially, that's what he's there for. Goodbye, goodbye. Or maybe not quite. Goodbye. Okay. Over here. Alright, stabify him, or don't. Either option is equally valid. Anyway, Hobrem's about to take an injury. So, go ahead and pop up one of these. Actually, oh crap. Well, that sucks. He just took an injury for basically no reason. No, you won't. Just Faceton needs to actually hit this guy. Dang it, come on! Take your friggin' turn already! I'm giving everyone injuries because you can't hit him. Because I decided to take the 47% chance instead of the 100%. It's all your fault. Yay, Griffin's got leveled up. Yes, you're all in the team. Got the computer Griffin. He's like, opens up his beak and there's a laptop. Oh, no, 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 oh crap. Well, okay. First... No. Skills, tame. Actually, this is already half an hour, so, see you next time.